Chapter 5 The Unexpected Visitor. A gray-bearded god atop a white stallion crests a hill and Valhalla comes into view. He rides alone, yet requires no protection. As he gallops towards the great hall, plants bend in their stems as a show of reverence. He is not a native here, but all know who he is upon sight and sound. His very presence creates a vibration in the air. It is Poseidon, the Greek god of the sea. He sports a thick graying beard. He approaches the gates of Valhalla. As the stallion comes to a stop, the gates have already begun to open for him. He dismounts his steed and approaches the entrance. He passes his trident to a high-ranking Norse guard. He will not need it here. Poseidon enters the legendary Hall of the Slain. A clear pathway has been left unobstructed through the middle of the mass of dead warriors. Poseidon makes his way to the center of the hall, to an awaiting Odin, the chief Norse god. However, as the warriors bow, there are whispers amongst them. Was Poseidon expected? The legendary fanfare preceding this meeting could have only meant one Greek god, and that was Zeus. Odin notices his warriors peeking up to look upon the face of Poseidon. He taps his cane on the ground, creating a small quake. The warriors now keep their eyes to the ground and their lips sealed. Odin and Poseidon are now face to face. They smile and share a long embrace. "My friend, it has been far too long," Odin says. "Thank you for coming on such short notice." Poseidon nods. "It must be centuries. We should make an effort to visit more frequently." "I'm afraid that this cannot be a social call. I'm certain that Zeus has explained what has inspired." Poseidon hesitates. He doesn't know. "Perhaps I could hear it from you. My brother Zeus was somewhat vague on the matter." "I am certain he is most concerned. I've sent messengers to Olympus, but they have not returned. When I return to Olympus, I will ask Hermes to seek for answers. Surely there must be an explanation. It is possible that he is on one of his self-imposed sabbaticals. Zeus is very difficult to reach when he breaks from us. That is why I came in his stead." Odin scratches his long gray beard. "I see. Well, I hope you are able to compensate for his absence. The days are dwindling, Poseidon. I feel that the final battle, Ragnarok, may be coming upon us. I've spent my entire life in an attempt to quell the prophecy. And don't think for 1 second that your efforts are underappreciated. No one wants to see the prophecy come to its fruition. The final war between good and evil translates to tremendous casualties for both sides. That it will." Odin looks thoughtful. "But these casualties will be different. We as gods may die, but regenerate in a matter of days. Once Ragnarok begins, the death becomes permanent." Poseidon's eyes widen. "You are certain of this?" "It is written, and so I believe." Poseidon follows Odin down a long hall to an empty table set for two. The view is amazing. Poseidon cannot help but gaze through the windows at the majestic glory just outside the glass. A large stag comes into view. It eyes Poseidon as it chews grass. A tray of drinks is brought to the gods by a gorgeous Norwegian warrior. Like the others in Valhalla, she died on the battlefield. She is honored to be serving Odin. "There are 3 glasses on the table, Odin. Are we expecting a third?" "No. I must insist you try our mead. I assure you it is quite delicious." Poseidon lifts the mug and smells it. "It seems okay. Would you like to propose a toast?" Odin smiles. "To Zeus. May he return soon." Odin takes a healthy swig of mead. Poseidon tries to drink it, but it is sticky sweet. He has a hard time swallowing it. Odin laughs. "You were wondering what the third glass was for." He reaches under the table and reveals a bottle of wine. "Imported from Bacchus himself." Odin summons the Norwegian warrior to open the jug. Poseidon is gracious. "Thank you. This is much more in my palate." "I thought it would be. But I do hope you're not going to give up on meat entirely. It is quite the delicacy here." "Perhaps. I shall brave it another time. But for now, I'll stick with the wine." Odin suddenly changes the subject. "It is my understanding that the battles are being lost due to a lack of forces. I've heard from my generals that the Egyptians are not defending the portal." "I have heard rumors to that effect." It is Athena's summations that I would value most. Could you get verification from her? Poseidon sits very still. You know Athena is not in my graces. Odin stares down the Greek god. Now is not the time to allow petty quarrels interfere with the larger landscape. We do not have that luxury. Poseidon relents. Of course. I value her opinion, as do you. If this is true about the Egyptians, Ra will need to be reminded that the portal affects all planes, his included. Poseidon considers this. Yes, but we must be careful not to offend him. He can become quite pompous and defensive. Harsh words, Poseidon. Harsh, but accurate. Odin is satisfied, yet troubled. There is one other item I want to discuss. This has more relevance to Zeus, but it affects you as well. What is that? This game. This new game. The rules are not yet set, but the first pawn has moved. Poseidon is confused by this statement. He is beginning to think he is listening to the ramblings of an old man. I do not understand. There is a wild tale circulating that one of your nephews has disappeared. Which of my nephews? Like you, I have many. Zeus sees to that. It is Apollo. He vanished from heaven without a trace. Multiple gods claim to have witnessed the event. Poseidon looks relieved. Apollo is most likely on a love tryst amongst the forest nymphs, or the Roman demigods, or perhaps an Egyptian deity. I wouldn't put much faith in such speculation. Odin stands his ground. I dreamt he had fallen to earth, and the very next day, this speculations began in earnest. Earth? Why Earth? None of us have been there in centuries. This is true, and is what worries me most. Poseidon counters, with all due respect, I feel your worries are unnecessary. That is my sincerest hope, but as a precaution, I have dispatched a reliable escort to see his safe return. He is in good hands. Poseidon exhales. That is a relief. No being of the light, particularly an Olympian, should be in danger. Odin lets Poseidon's statement of superiority pass. Gather the wisest among you, so that we can reconvene. Take note, I do expect to see Athena amid our presence. Put your feud on hold for now. The light must come together as one. What of Earth? Will they be spared from this game of gods? Odin is silent for a moment. I fear not. In our absence, humanity has lost its way. Many mortals may fight with us, but others share parallels to the darkness. Their losses will be great in number. Poseidon has an idea. I shall contact Thoth before attempting to reason with Ra. My memory is sometimes like that of an old man. Which god is Thoth? He is a counselor of Ra. He's the Egyptian god of wisdom and jurisprudence. He's the god we need on our side, as he has the sun god's ear. Odin is impressed. It is time for us to get to work. If you like, I can come to Olympus for our next meeting. I think I'd prefer to come to you. Maybe I'll even sample your mead again. Odin laughs. I'll keep plenty of wine on hand just in case. Well, my lord, we have much to accomplish. I'd best take my leave. Poseidon rises and walks the hall alone. The massive doors are opened for him, and his stallion awaits him. He relieves the guard of his trident and mounts the horse to journey back to the sea. The Norwegian warrior refills Odin's mead, and he is soon joined by Njord. Sit, Odin offers. Njord takes the seat across from Odin where Poseidon had been sitting. He winks at the warrior. She blushes. I suppose you know why I asked for you, Odin says. Could be one of two reasons. Could be because I'm part of the Vanir, and you need a seer. Or it could be because I'm the god of the sea, and you just met with my rival. Odin smiles. Could be both. As a member of the Vanir, you have great wisdom and can predict the future. And thus, I need your advice. Yes, I would be honored to provide you with all that I know. Odin scratches his beard. What do you see happening in the coming months? Many things. However, most are hazy. The fight will continue, and we are not likely to win. But that is not yet carved in stone. A hero could still emerge to save us. I will hope for that, Odin says. Njord, did I do the right thing by requesting for Apollo's safe return? Njord looks Odin straight in the eyes. Not the right thing, but the only thing. It surprises me that the Olympians have not taken it upon themselves to rescue him. Yes, that is rather odd. Is that the extent of your queries? Njord asks. No, that is something else. Njord grins. Should I smoke you a slice of salmon? Odin remains serious. Tell me what you thought of Poseidon. Njord lifts the glass that Poseidon once held, albeit briefly. I say never trust a god who doesn't drink mead.